Andy's Automotive again. So here's another insert on the video for the catch can. Just using my standard Bosch screw gun on about 15, 16, 17 clutch. I'm just going to pop these screws out. I already took this ready. I forgot that I bought a new one of these, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on too. I replaced the gas cap already. I've been having an EPC light pop up. I haven't cut this yet. I'm going to wait till I get the catch can off. So I loosened that one up, so I got more flexibility here. Everybody said you had to take off the coil packs. It does look like it's going to be pretty tight, so I'm more than likely going to take those off too. But I'm going to grab a 10 millimeter for those. And you want to be careful with these. You don't want to break them. These contact wires are very important to make sure you get proper ground to the coil packs. Here's your extension tube. So this we're actually getting rid of, which is awesome. So that one AN line is going to run the big adapter here. It's going to go straight to the intake tube, which is great because this is nice and metal. It's not plastic like the stock one is like kind of mixed plastic / metal. So it's going to adapt straight to there. I am going to loosen that up so I can get back to my O2 sensor simulator spacer, so I can take out that little filter situation and see what goes on with that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and pop this off, and you'll see in the other video, and I'll have it side by side and all that good stuff. So just wanted to stop and add. This is what I'm using to take them off, and just so you can see it in action, we'll go here first. Nice and easy, because remember, these are threaded into plastic, so you don't really want to, that's like no effort at all, you know. So I think the guy said these are like 80 inch-pounds or something, very, very low. And we'll just go around the world, loosen them up. I got that one already. And throw some extensions on this if you need to, whether you adapt it to 1/4 inch or if you, matter of fact, I actually do have a set of torch bits on 1/4 inch drive. I don't know why I don't use them. Putting it on, I probably will. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's 7. They should be capture. Yeah, so they're not going to come out. Going in though, you get a bag full of new goodies. So all these Allen head bolts will be the ones you're going to use to put it back together. I presume those are fine thread on the other side. If they're not, you know, we may have an issue, but I'm sure they, you know, prepare for that. I think CTS does a pretty good job. So I have integrated engine intake, red top coil packs from ECS tuning website. I have the CTS turbo muffler delete. I have the CTS flat pipe over here, so it should be charge pipe. I have the CTS intercooler. Again, this is a 2015 Volkswagen Passat limited edition 1.8 liter turbo. I think CPKA is the engine code. I have the CTS throttle pipe, and maybe it's new speed. I'm sorry, one of them might be new speed. Again, I had the new speed on here prior, swapped it out for the JB1. Just a simple plug and play. You can follow the harness here, go straight to the map sensor, down to the boost sensor, and it actually bosses into this main boss here too. So that's completely different reaction from the car, right? And it's so smooth compared to what it was with the new speed. New speed was very jerky. Transmission was having issues overall, like long term. Like every time I added something new, the computer's having a harder and harder time keeping up on the transmission side. So with this, when the engine goes into loop mode with the engine light on, the engine performance is still there, but it's definitely lagging just a little on the revs for the transmission. So when I slow down, come to a stop, there's a lot of hesitation going on. EPC light popped up on a couple of occasions, so that's why I'm actually going to the PCV system, the N80 valve, PCV, the O2 still trying to get that figured out to where that light stays away. But the charge pipes and all those things, the new speed module, the coil packs, all that was good. The intake was good. It was when I got the catless exhaust manifold on here now. So there's no catalytic converters on the vehicle for race use only, of course. that was when the EPC and the engine light both sort of kind of happened together. So it could just be coincidence on the EPC light, because I put petroleum jelly on the gas cap O-ring, and the EPC light didn't come back. And I haven't driven enough to find out, but I put a new gas cap, bought a brand new gas cap. Some bitch was $60. So that was done. But now I'm going to go ahead and do the N80 and the PCV with this catch can situation. Now again, I'm in Georgia, so there's not a lot of issue with freezing ultimately, but we definitely do have plenty of cold days and weeks down here. So what we're going to do with that is make sure that that can gets emptied often. But I am in fact going to, I don't have anything at the house to do it with, but I'm going to drill and tap a drain plug in this baby, because I don't like that it doesn't have a drain plug. And I'm not going to stick a syringe in it to try to suck it out. I feel like that's a waste of my time and it's going to get messy. So it's just 4 bolts on the side. Matter of fact, oh, these are loose. Okay, so what we can do, while I got this playing, we'll go ahead and take that off so you can see. I actually pre-put this together, so save myself some time later, but I guess I'm spending the same time. Now these that I'm taking out right now are very short. See if I can get a, 1 second. These are short specifically for that, so you don't have to worry about losing that hardware. So they fit kind of perfectly through there. So I can zoom, yeah, so don't have to worry about that. All right, so that mounts straight to this beautifully, I mean, it's very well made, very, very clean cut situation. So let me pop these out on the bottom. So these are Allen heads on the bottom, not Torx, so make sure you don't strip them out. Again, excuse any talking in the background. Let's see here. Alright, so T30 Torx looks like it's the winner. Thought that's what I had on here. No, that's a 27. Okay, maybe that's why it didn't fit. Alright, stand by. So like I mentioned, got the extension on here now. So you got the T30 Torx. Beautiful integrated engineering. Pop these out. That way you guys can see what it looks like inside. Alright, so there's your four for that. So the small recess. Excuse me. Let's take this baby apart. Alright, so nothing in the can. Alright. But you can see the recessed area for the O-ring. Here's your O-ring. But it's a very nicely baffled situation going on here. So it's not like a strut or nothing. They're not offset from each other. I guess it's similar, but that's your drain tube stick right there. Make sure these aren't loose. Alright, so that looks good. So you can look and see how crooked the O-ring is on there. So make sure you don't just slam it back together. You'll definitely screw that up. Alright, so put your O-ring back. Excuse me. Alright, O-ring back in place. And you're going to want to put this down together like that, right? And it looks universal. I don't think it matters what you put it. So I'm going to set it back down nice and clean. I have seen this O-ring on CTS's website. I'm sorry, not CTS, ECS's website. So it sits back on there just like that. So, all right, give me 1 second. Let me throw these back on here. Make sure I don't drop them. That'd be wonderful. Okay, one. Again, they are Allen heads. I don't have any Allen heads at my disposal. The ones I do have are not the right size, so I don't want to deal with that right now. While you guys are trying to watch me finagle with this camera with one hand, and also I should buy a GoPro. Make this a lot easier. Or have like a funny video insert so y'all can make fun of it. Alright, so bolts back in. I'm gonna go ahead and pop those back in. Give me 1 second here. See if I can stand the phone up. Sorry, my garage is super messy. Is that gonna work? Oh, look at that. Set it up on the intake, you guys can watch. Alright, so I'm turning the clutch down on the screw gun to 10, since these are very, very small. So, you see there. There we go. Nice and slow. Opposite side, of course. Try to always put things together in a star pattern unless you're explicitly stated otherwise. Alright, there's the other one. And then 1, 2, 3. Alright, so now we know there's no O-rings inside here floating around. It's nice and, I don't know if you can hear that vibration, it sounds cool. So what I'm going to do about the problem that it's going to have when it gets freezing outside is empty it constantly, which is going to be a huge pain in the butt if it's mounted to the car and you don't have a drain plug. But even mounted, it's going to be pretty low, so you're going to have use like a small styrofoam cup or something to use the drain plug on it, and even that can get pretty messy. So what I'm probably going to do is buy one of those like quick disconnect type plugs, or I might even do it into the side of the instead of the bottom. But that's only because I want it to be as convenient as possible, but I don't want to have to take the lines off every time and take the can off. I don't want to have to put a syringe in the top and suck it out, but maybe there's a tool I'm unaware of that can do it a lot easier. But you definitely want to take it off a minimum of once to twice a month to clean it out if you're in heavy areas with moisture. So you're gonna have a lot of moisture build up in there. This thing fills up with water. You don't want to start sucking water back through the motor, you know. I've seen some guys state that they clean the sucker out every time they fill the gas tank up, which is pretty frequent depending on how much you drive. But so what I'm going to do to prevent that, if we're going to have like a huge cold front coming through and not have to worry about this thing catching all the water, is I'm actually just going to recirculate. I'm going to put a 10A in elbow and just attach the two fittings together, so I don't have to worry about it, because then it'll just be recirculating just like it is now, with the exception of the water separator and the PCV. So I'll look to find out if anybody has any better ideas than that, because I would hate to have to worry about draining this every freaking week or every day even. But you don't want a huge block of ice sucking up to your engine here. Now what I think we could do is, I'm sure we could come up with something, but the freezing cold air will probably still get to it. But it's next to the engine, so it should stay fairly warm. But even like a koozie or something, like a large koozie to put on it so it can help stay warmer, you know. And I think you could put that to the test in freezing temperatures to find out if it actually works. But the cold air is eventually going to get to it because it is metal. So, but anyway, we'll go from there, and there'll be another excerpt on the video. Cheers.